Grant's Eagles' expense. Georgia Tech scored 81 points in that game. They have not scored more than 75 in any ACC game since. Senior day for Michael Devoe. Averaging 18 points per game, currently third in the ACC. Brian, I did the math. If he scores 47 today, he would pass Alondes Williams to be the leading scorer in the league this season. Of course, Buddy Boeheim also has an opportunity to surpass Williams with a 30-burger in the Orange's regular season finale. Here we go from Atlanta. Boston College wearing their In the Heights jerseys. And Devoe with some defense. Sturdivant off the deflection, hangs in the air, tipped up, no. Zackery ties up Usher. And a physical first 25 seconds.
And again, we talked about for Georgia Tech, what they have to do is come out and get turnovers. You see Michael Devoe coming up, and then Sturdivant deciding to go and attack post. So watch Jordan Usher. He's the guy I think that really makes the difference in this team with his energy.
Khalid Moore back in the starting lineup. Started every game all season long until Wednesday. Rodney Howard's been playing good ball lately. Double figures, 6 of his last 7. Shot clock winding down. Devoe has to fire. And the rebound pulled down by Zackery. Jaeden Zackery, freshman from Wisconsin. Had a really solid first year under Earl Grant. Here's Quentin Post to his fellow big man Karnick. Gets us started.
Great recognition by Post, realizing he had Sturdivant on him, and as Tech was shifting over to play him, nice little dump off to Karnick. Post is one of those guys in this last matchup had 24 points. You see, nice backdoor pass.
Better block though, Makai Ashton Langford from behind.
Great recovery from Ashton Langford.
Victimized Devoe. Karnick steps outside, splashes it in, but the whistle negates the bucket. It's a foul on Georgia Tech.
Great pass. Watch the recovery by Ashton Langford going in to deny Devoe. And that's one of the things when we talked to Earl Grant, and he talked about the maturity of his team and how they've come along, making those recovery plays and not giving up easy buckets.
That was a really sensational defensive play.
It was. It looked like Devoe had a gimme, and I think he may have relaxed a little bit, not realizing that Ashton Langford is on his heels.
8th block of the year for Makai. Zackery tried to angle it in. Rebound finds Howard. Up ahead. Nice catch. Usher lays it in.
Nice pass ahead to Usher. And again, for Georgia Tech, you want to get turnovers, early rebounds, and try to score in the first 7 seconds if possible. But you see Zackery knock down that 3.
Jaeden Zackery shooting 46% from beyond the arc. He's now made a 3 in 7 straight games. Brian, he's 17 of his last 30 from deep. You could do that with no defense in an empty gym, but most of us could. 10 to shoot. Good defensive pressure from BC. And backdoor! Slamming it home. Khalid Moore off the brilliant pass from Devoe.
And how about the pass from Devoe? And you saw what looked like a double team, and he was struggling and didn't having enough patience to be able to see that pass and get to Moore going to the rack.
Nifty first few minutes and nice post-to-post passing. Karnick to post.
And I love the patience by Boston College, realizing that if you can get inside that Tech zone, make that extra pass, makes it a lot difficult for them. Good big man to big man pass for the easy bucket.
BC's kind of an old school look with 6'9" Karnick and 7-foot Post in the starting 5.
But one of the things I like about Post is he's a really good passer for a big.
Sturdivant gets the bounce.
Nice mid-range jumper by Kyle Sturdivant. Again, Georgia Tech offense has come out and done well, but I like for Boston College what they have not settled going east to west, trying to get into the teeth of that zone.
6 made field goals in the game, all of them assisted so far. Post, too strong. Rebound last touch by Tech. 11 to shoot here for the Eagles.
One of the things you're going to see is for Boston College with having both Post and Karnick, Georgia Tech's got to do a good job of being able to defensive rebound because they're a lot smaller lineup than what Boston College has for the interior guys.
Shot clock down to 5. Zackery fakes it. Tries to step through. Lost it out of bounds. That'll be a shot clock violation.
Good defensive possession. What you'll find out with Georgia Tech, anytime that ball goes into the corner, they're going to trap. That last time, Post was able to come out of it, but then Georgia Tech puts you on your heels anytime you put that ball in the corner.
Earl Grant certainly has some roots in the Atlanta area. Played a couple years at Georgia College. Sturdivant collects a loose ball, sets up Devoe. BC by 1, 4 minutes in. Acrobatic finish by Quinton Post.
And Post is one of those bigs that will run the court. And Ashton Langford doing a good job. That's one of the things he had success in that last matchup, is being able to run from rim to rim. BC doing a good job of being able to find it.
Sturdivant fouled from behind by Zackery. Free throws coming up for Georgia Tech. Eagles have 6 points in the paint already. Helps to have a guy named Post in the starting 5.
6% and how they've been able to get their offense. Georgia Tech, we talked about, they're a team that's going to change their defenses. Boston College not settling, getting the ball inside to their bigs early.
Both these teams will play on Tuesday at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Day 1 of the ACC men's basketball tournament. BC can finish anywhere between 10th and 13th based on the result today. For Georgia Tech, currently tied for 14th. If they win and NC State loses, they'll be in the 14 spot. If Georgia Tech loses or NC State wins, the Jackets will be the 15 seed. After winning the tournament last year in Greensboro. Crazy thing in college basketball right now, Brian. 3 power conferences where the champion last year is in the cellar this year. Georgetown in the Big East and Oregon State in the Pac-12. Clock winding down at the buzzer. Galloway finds iron, but Sturdivant has the board. Usher, always on the attack. Sets up more, going baseline.
How about the blow by Khalid Moore, realizing he had Quinton Post out there on an island. Realized to get a nice little swing through and get to the basket. Good start by Khalid Moore.
Georgia Tech takes its first lead. Galloway fumbles away, but bounces right to DeMarr Langford. DeMarr high off the glass.
Good runner by Langford, and you see him, he's one of those guys, super athletic. Allow him to be able to get downhill. He's strong enough to get separation. You saw that in him getting that little kiss off the glass.
Sturdivant reset, shot clock at 12. Pretty good defense by Galloway. Good fake all the way to the bucket. Moore draws contact.
And one of the things you've seen for Georgia Tech, and they realize when you've got 2 bigs in the game in Boston College, you've got an opportunity for someone like a Khalid Moore to bring a Quinton Post out. He's taking advantage of being able to try to put pressure and get to the lane.
Foul was on Karnick, his first, sending Khalid Moore to the line. And he misses the first. Now a quick message from Works Landroid.
Works Landroid Robotic Lawnmower. Available at mylandroid.com. The future of lawn care is here.
Moore missed them both. Galloway on the baseline. Oh, what a pass. Hanging in the air. The extra feed, and the layup would not go. Karnick unable to finish. And then Georgia Tech with the errant entry pass at the other end. Here comes Devoe Coleman into the game for Josh Pastner. Devoe made a big bucket late against the Clemson Tigers the other day, but Naz Bohannon had the game winner. Another tough loss for Georgia Tech. I thought it was interesting when Josh Pastner said it was typical of how we played all year. We played pretty well, had a short lapse, haven't put 40 minutes together. He is 4-2 against BC. Oh, and one. DeMarr Langford Jr. absorbs the contact and has a chance for three.
And it's rare that you're going to see a small forward post up a big the way Langford did, but watch the seal, how he is able to get Howard on his back. Again, we talked about the fact of how strong he is, being able to take that contact and still finish. Amazing basket by Langford again, because he's got strong upper body and he's super athletic.
5 points now for DeMarr Langford. Earl Grant pointed out DeMarr Langford's development this year, saying he's come a long way in terms of his consistency, his body language, his attitude. On-court production, too. Usher accelerates.
Nice move. Georgia Tech being able to run their offense, and again, Jordan Usher realizing getting to that offhand, no shot blocking at the rim, gets right there for the monster finish.
Usher's got 4. Karnick kicks it. Galloway with Sturdivant in his face. And that's out of bounds to Georgia Tech.
We got a good one here, partner. A little back and forth. One of the things Jordan Usher on senior day bringing it home.
Karnick not wanting any piece of that.
You see Jordan Usher trying to bring it home right now.
And a business decision by Karnick. More so because he already got 1 foul. He didn't want to pick up number 2. That's reasonable.
I think it maybe he didn't want to be on anybody's poster, too.
Well, that is a factor. Usher on the attack again. Oh, goodness. Everything working right now for Jordan Usher.
And Evan, that's one of the things about Jordan Usher's game is that he gets energized by big plays. You see him get an early dunk. And again, he's a guy that can get streaky right now. Michael Devoe has not been able to put his imprint, but Georgia Tech right now being able to come up with some basket and tie the game up off of Jordan Usher's play.
Galloway pulls it back outside. Zackery lost it. Oh, Sturdivant got away with a travel there. Dragged that pivot foot. Jackets will take the break. Devoe Coleman knocks it down.
And that's one of the things I like about Coleman's game is that when he came in the year, more of a three-point shooter, understanding that teams are going to look to drive him off of that three-point shot, doing a good job for the little mid-range pull-up.
That's 6 straight for Georgia Tech over the last 90 seconds. Post for 2.
And that's where I think that Boston College is going to be able to dominate because, again, doing a good job. Quentin Post does an amazing job of being able to seal. Get the ball inside to him on that zone. You'll force the defense to converge, but Post doing well, being able to finish.
Usher to the corner. 3-ball. Clang. And Galloway pulls down the rebound after the miss from Moore. Beg your pardon, Miles Kelly from the corner there coming up empty. Usher rebounds the post miss.
Good transition defense by Boston College. Again, Georgia Tech wants to try to score in the first 7 seconds. You see another 3 by Jordan Usher. And the guy, again, tell that he's fiddling it early because if he gets going, no hesitation, knocking down that 3. Georgia Tech's got offense being carried by Jordan Usher this afternoon.
Well, he was just 3 for 10 on Wednesday against Clemson. He's 4 for 6. First 10 minutes today. Good defense by Georgia Tech. Howard the steal. Jackets knocked down another 3. Kyle Sturdivant.
Jordan Usher got away with what I thought may have been a travel there. They ain't able to turn their offense, needed defense to offense. And again, Georgia Tech has been able to find some offense, and one of the guys that's come out for him is Jordan Usher, being able to get him going. And he said, you know what, Kyle Sturdivant said, I've got another one. Georgia Tech hot, up by 6.
Usher, a heck of a 1-2 punch. Both of them off to fantastic starts here today. Jordan Usher has 9 so far for the Yellow Jackets.
And one of the ways that Georgia Tech has been able to get back into this game is that the energy from Jordan Usher. Getting some easy offense. We talked about the fact that this is the guy that will try to get downhill. And once he gets it going, Evan, then that 3-ball starts to fall for him. And again, he's clicking on all cylinders. One of the ways that with Devoe not being able to find his offense early, Jordan Usher has picked it up and allowed Tech to be able to get that lead.
Georgia Tech began the game 3 of its first 9. Since then, Jackets are 6 of 7 from the field, with Usher attacking the rack. Interesting moment, Brian, as we were going to break. It looked like there may have been a travel that the officials missed before that Sturdivant 3. Earl Grant just kind of stepped toward the midcourt logo, looked at Sean Hull, made the traveling signal with his hands, and Sean just kind of looked back at him and nodded, and almost to acknowledge we might have missed it. Diffuse the situation pretty quick. Zackery buries it.
Good ball movement by Boston College out of the timeout. And again, that's how you beat this Georgia Tech zone. You have to either penetrate or you swing that ball. Zachary's one of those guys, if you give him a chance to set his feet, again, knocks it down. I liken his game to a poor man, Fred VanVleet.
And he's pretty good, coming off his first NBA All-Star appearance with the Toronto Raptors. Oh, heck of a defensive play there to block it and then save it.
How about the recovery by Langford Jr. and being able to block that shot and keep it in bounds?
And that is a travel on DeMarr Langford Jr. And there's no doubt about it. Let's check out the defense on the flip trip.
He's a great pass by Kelly. How about the recovery and the block? But then better yet, being able to, and you see Zackery comes over to keep that ball in bounds. And again, if you're Earl Grant, these are the plays that you like to see from your ball club because it shows that your teams are engaged. And a lot of times we talk about the 12 o'clock start and understand, do teams lack that sense of energy? Right now, both teams have come out doing really well and executing on both ends of the floor.
Asked Earl Grant yesterday, are you a morning person, Earl? He said, yeah, I love it. I get up early, get my coffee, get the paper, feeling good. I don't know if my team is full of morning people, though. It's their 3rd noon game of the year, Boston College. He said once they came out and played well, another time they came out a little sleepy. They arrived to Atlanta earlier yesterday, traveled early, got some shots up in the afternoon here at McCamish. Devoe for 3.
Amazing how Devoe was able to get that shot. He saw Ashton Langford right there and gave him a little bit of a fake pass just to freeze him enough to get an open space. And again, with a guy like Devoe, you got to make sure that you get on him because he'll throw it up there.
Yikes. That was a pass toward the backboard. After the post turn, the 3 for Jalen Moore.
Again, Georgia Tech doing a good job of being able to turn those turnovers to early offense. I like Kelly realized that he didn't have a good look and going to the basket, opted to make a better pass that ultimately wound up in a 3.
Jackets are now 4 of 9 from beyond the arc. And that's after missing their first 3 threes of the game. Michael Devoe with a reach-in foul. And we'll get ourselves a timeout. Jackets have extended the lead to 9. Back-to-back threes. First Devoe, and then more. Jackets want more of that.
I need
Khalid Moore, Jordan Usher, and Michael Devoe. Not too shabby of a senior class, Brian.
And one of the things we hadn't touched on is that one of the reasons Georgia Tech is trouble, not having Bubba Parham has really hurt them a lot because Josh Pastner was depending on him for his offense. But then going back to that senior class, you know, they've done a good job here at Georgia Tech of developing their talent. And amazing the guys that they have brought in that have gone through this program during Josh Pastner's tenure.
No question about that. Hoping to develop guys like Coleman, and Miles Kelly, Jalen Moore. Rodney Howard has certainly come a long way this season. 6-0 run in the last minute.
With both Karnick and Post on the floor, I'd like to see Boston College be able to go and you see nice penetration. Try to get that ball inside. First 10 minutes of this half, they had a lot of success at being able to beat that zone. You see the penetration here. Karnick doing a good job of being able to seal. You see Coleman late on the on the help.
It looked like it was on Coleman, but they actually gave it to Khalid Moore officially. That's his second. We encourage you to stay tuned for the fast break presented by your local Ford dealer. That is coming up at some point during the broadcast. It's a secret. You got to wait for it.
I like how you dropped that little nugget there.
Friendly bounce on that second free throw for Kanye Jones. His first point. We have not seen TJ Bickerstaff yet, but we were told that he is available to play. Devoe just picked up his second foul.
Good defense by Galloway on that back cut for Coleman. And again, if you're Boston College, finding ways to be able to get out and transition. This is a team that the more you can get in and transition and not have to go against that Georgia Tech set defense, better opportunities. But again, love to see them try to get the ball inside if possible.
Looking up high, too high, in fact, on the pass seeking Quentin Post.
Good idea by Galloway, but then Post gave him a look like, bro, I don't have like a 40-inch vertical to go get that one.
Maybe 35 inches, but not 40. It's the seventh BC turnover. Devoe staying in the game with 2 fouls. On the drive, banks it in.
And that's one of the things that makes Michael Devoe such a good scorer is how crafty he is. Not going to give you a whole bunch of blow-by, but he's really good at being able to absorb contact and still create separation to get that shot off.
Pass work that time. Right to the bottom of the backboard where Post was fouled. And free throws coming for BC.
Great recognition by Jaeden Langford. And all you got to do for a guy that big is throw it up at the rim. You see that time, Post was right there. Khalid Moore late on that rotation.
You know what? They changed the foul previously, as they should have, back to Coleman. So now Moore has 2. It's only a matter of time, says the stat keeper. I want to ask you, Mekhi Ashton Langford, 8 of 15 on Wednesday against BC, scores 21 points. He has not taken a shot yet. Is that a problem for BC?
I don't think it's a problem because so far they've still been able to get what they want. Obviously, he's their best player and their bigger scorer. I think it has a lot to do with the defense for Georgia Tech because they are focusing on not letting him get into the lane. He's a rhythm three-point shooter. So you got other guys that can score for you. The bigger end is them. Georgia Tech has 30 points. This is a team that struggles to score. So they have to be able to get more stops to try to get out in transition.
I think that's well said. Fouls on Brevin Galloway. Just the 3rd team foul on BC. Eagles aren't doing themselves any favors from the free throw line with Quentin Post just missing a pair. Eagles 2 of 5 from the stripe. Ball popcorns around. Finds BC. DeMarr Langford sets up Brevin Galloway. And then DeMarr looking to tip it to his brother. Off the mark. And it's Georgia Tech ball.
Back to the floor for the Jackets, #1, Kyle Sturdivant.
Sturdivant back in with Coleman, Kelly, Devoe, and Moore. Sturdivant had his pocket picked by Jaeden Zackery. Don't feel bad, bro. Jaeden Zackery's done that to a lot of guys in the ACC this year. Again, looking at Post. He caught it right at the rim. Too close, in fact.
Yeah, I would have loved to see Post keep that ball up top rather than bringing it down.
Nice move on the dribble and into traffic. Devoe creates contact and gets back to the line.
Again, that's one of the things we talked about with Michael Devoe is that he may not get that shot, but when you have that contact, he does a very good job of being able to absorb the contact and get that foul.
Michael Devoe at the line, shooting 2.
Michael Devoe closing in on 1,700 points in his career. Talking to the local media about his memories yesterday. Now a quick message from Coyote Tractor.
There are better-known tractors in the world than Coyote, but there's not a single tractor ever been built that's better equipped to do the dirty work. Coyote, we dig dirt.
Devoe is sharing how he remembered his first ever game as a Yellow Jacket here at McCamish against DeMarr. Talked about sophomore year game against Duke. So he grew up an ACC fan, grew up Coach K fan, so the fact that he gets to go out the same year as Coach K, it's pretty special.
Tech foul charge to number 10, Devoe Coleman.
That foul's on Coleman, so now 3 Jackets with 2 fouls apiece. Moore, Devoe, and Coleman each have 2. Send in the South Carolina native, Brevin Galloway, to the line.
Galloway is one of those guys that hasn't been able to find his range from behind the arc. A deadly three-point shooter. That zone from Georgia Tech has limited him, but like the fact that he's still trying to put pressure to try to get to the basket.
Galloway, of course, played at college for Charleston under Earl Grant. And another famous Charleston native is going to join us on the show later today. I think his name's on the court here. Is that Robert? No, Bobby Crimmins. Yeah, Bobby Crimmins' court. Bobby's in the house today. He's going to join us a little bit. The Georgia Tech legend. Offensive foul on Devoe. Coach Crimmins telling stories.
There's Bobby right there, and his brother, too.
3 fouls on Devoe, Brian.
And again, you see Devoe going in. I would love to see him pull up, but then how about Carnick? Making sure he's outside the circle, waiting for Devoe. And again, Devoe already committed. Well, you know what? That's a little close there, but I'm going to give it a benefit of the doubt. They owed BC one.
You're generous. They did. That's true. No one likes a makeup call, though. Under 5 minutes to go in the half. Carnick had it stripped. Coleman to Moore. And the Jackets reset, still have 18 to shoot.
Good transition defense by Boston College, negating that opportunity. You see Coleman with what looked to be a partially blocked shot by Langford Jr.
Eagles do not have a field goal in 5+ minutes. And yet they're still within 9. Eight buckets, 8 turnovers in the half. Until now, Makai Ashton Langford's first shot brings the Eagles within 7.
And you talk about getting him going. He's the guy, again, we talked about. If you allow him to get downhill to that right hand, very good at finishing around the rim. And again, he's a streaky scorer. This may be something to get him going.
Sturdivant spins. Rebound, Carnick.
Boston College doing a much better job of now allowing Georgia Tech to get those easy looks.
Ashton Langford airmails that one. Deep 3. It's good. Miles Kelly.
Scouting report tells you that you got to put a hand up on Kelly. Galloway a little late there. Good recognition by Sturdivant to realize that he's had Kelly open. Georgia Tech doing a good job this first half of being able to knock down the 3-ball.
That's 5 straight games with a made 3 from Miles Kelly, the freshman from Stone Mountain. And Ashton Langford answers.
Again, Ashton Langford beginning to heat up a little bit, a little less than 3 minutes. Again, one of the things about him is that he will get going. He can get on a nice little personal run.
Usher. Barreling to the rim for 2.
Nice move by Jordan Usher. Under control, realizing he had Carnick there. Gave him a little bit of a hesitation move there to get some separation, finishing over that left shoulder.
It's like his legs are made of rubber, the way he bounces around the floor.
super active guy. And again, when you look at both teams and how they're going, Jordan Usher being able to give a little up and down, being able to come up with the big one. We got a good one. Georgia Tech up by 9.
This is the dinner.
I need 15.
19 to play in this first half with Georgia Tech in front 36-27. Both teams desperate to get a win.
Rhythm again, we talked about the fact that he's a good finisher around the rim, much improved three-point shooter. And again, for Boston College, with a little over 2 minutes left to go, get some stops, and you want to go into the half with your best player getting a nice little rhythm offensively.
5 points after not attacking much early, and I apologize for calling him a sophomore before. Obviously, he's been around for a long time. A couple of years at Providence. He's in his second year at BC. The grad student. Over 100 games played in his career from Providence to BC. What a year the Friars have had in the Big East for Ed Cooley.
Again, you talk about Jaeden Langford, for guys that are scorers. Anytime you get a chance to see that ball going to the bucket, be it layups or free throws, gives you an opportunity to get rolling. Again, Jaeden Langford, 7 points in the last few minutes.
Seven-point game. Kelly rises up, knocks it down.
Jaeden Langford late on that rotation. Kelly's one of those guys, again, they're going to do a pin down for him and allow him to get coming up. Again, scouting report says you've got to make him put the ball on the floor because he's a rhythm shooter, knocking down 2 threes in a row.
2 of the 6 first-half threes for Georgia Tech. Jackets have averaged 7 threes a game this season. That pass deflected. Somehow it gets to Galloway anyway. Missed the runner. Stick back up and in, though, for DeMarr Langford Jr.
Nice follow-up on Langford Jr. And again, we talked about him and how athletic he is. A guy that lives around the rim, coming up with that offensive rebound and the putback.
Georgia Tech shooting 58%. On the drive. Bad pass deflected around. Great hustle by Sturdivant to keep it alive. Finds himself open. Howard on the glass.
Howard doing a good job of realizing he had a smaller Jaeden Langford. And again, the big man keeping the ball up high. Again, Georgia Tech had Boston College in scramble. No one down there to guard Howard on that offensive putback.
Post. Swings it. Zackery missed it. Howard has another rebound, his 3rd. Timeout, Josh Pastner. His use it or lose it TO with 29.7 remaining in this first half. Georgia Tech scored 81 against the Eagles in Chestnut Hill. They're on that pace today.
And I was going to say that when we talked with Earl Grant, he said that he thought that his team gave up that 81. That was way too much for a team that typically scores, has issues scoring. Georgia Tech has been able to do a good job of being able to limit Boston College with their defense. And again, shooting the ball extremely well from behind the arc this afternoon.
Yeah, they're 6 of 13 from 3, shooting 57% now overall. A reminder, coming up at the half, we'll have stats and highlights. We'll look ahead to the rest of the day in the ACC. And Brian's old coach, Bobby Cremins, will join us here at the table.
My man, BC, had a chance to visit with him prior to the game, and his lovely wife, Carolyn. You see Bobby there. Doesn't look a shade over 45.
Brian, it was 5 years ago yesterday that I had the chance to work with Bobby for the first time. It was a Miami, Florida State game. There was a picture taken during Miami shoot-around. Me, Jim Larinaga, Bobby Cremins. Those 2 New Yorkers can tell some stories. So I didn't have to say much at all. It was just Larinaga and Bobby.
Yeah, and everyone that comes in contact with Bobby, everyone has a Bobby Cremins story. Great coach, but a better human being and a comical guy.
Take a quick look at the shot clock. Sturdivant captured by Ashton Langford. Offensive foul is the call.
And great defense by Ashton Langford, being able to move his feet, realizing that Sturdivant's going to want to get down here. And see how he's able to get that to the spot, beats him to the spot, absorbs that contact. And again, anytime you hit him right between the numbers, that's going the opposite way. Boston College got an opportunity to cut this lead under 10 going into the half.
Jackets do not have a foul to give. Jaeden Zackery kicks it out. DeMarr Langford to the bucket. Sets up Ashton Langford. Too strong at the buzzer. Difference in the game is the three-pointers. Georgia Tech has 6 of them. BC has 3 of them. We get a 10-point game. Georgia Tech finishes the half 4 of 5 from the field. And the Yellow Jackets trying to win their final game of the regular season here in Atlanta. Lead by 10 at the break. I mean, Roy Williams stepping aside after last year. This is it for Coach K. Jim Boeheim is still going. I mean, those coaches whose names end up on the court and are synonymous with those programs.
And when you talk about these are icon figures for college basketball, and you talk about how many players have come through these programs and people who have been touched, it's amazing. And again, we didn't have a lot of time, but Bobby Crimmins for me is a guy that gave me an awful lot, changed my life by giving me an opportunity not only on the basketball side, but by being able to have an amazing education at a great institution.
When you were in high school, did you have both Coach Crimmins and Coach K in your living room in Chicago at different times?
So I moved here right before high school.
Right.
And no, I did not.
Okay.
Bobby told an interesting story because, again, I had planned on signing late, but then decided I wanted to enjoy my senior year. As you see Michael Devoe open up the half for Georgia Tech with a 3. But yeah, that time, Bobby was really planning on me signing late. I made up my mind and went to see him and told him I was going to sign early. He thought I was going elsewhere.
Different era in recruiting for sure. He wasn't texting you all the time, I bet.
No, not at all.
Oh, what a catch by Usher!
Oh my, what a play! Jaeden Zackery.
Goodness gracious!
And what looked like an errant pass by Devoe, I thought that ball, how about Jordan Usher being able to go in, still recover, and then go for the acrobatic finish? Oh my goodness.
He's got pogo sticks for legs. Karnick with the left hand banks it in, plus the foul.
And this is one of the things we talked about for Boston College, is being able to get the ball inside. They've got 2 guys down low, and you see what I saw. It could have been a pass, but Karnick being able to absorb that contact and finish. And then on the other end, how about Jordan Usher with the highlight reel play with the finish? A guy that, again, taxed the basket. Great finish on both ends.
Karnick converts a 3-point play. Howard picked up his 2nd foul.
When you look at this game for Boston College coming out in the second half, they've got to be able to get stops. You want to make it a lot harder for Georgia Tech, and you see Zackery extending the pressure on Sturdivant. You turn them over, get out, and then again, pound that ball inside because Georgia Tech has not been able to find an answer.
Usher up and under, nifty.
And talk about nifty, Jordan Usher, you can tell on senior day, he is reaching deep inside his bag. Give it to you. We talked about he's a guy that's a 3-level scorer, can give it to you, go into the basket, knock down the 3. He's come out of the half with a little bit of urgency right now.
15 for Usher. Turnaround inside. DeMarr Langford comes up short. Moore, the trailer, deep 3, Devoe. Ashton Langford ran right into Jordan Usher. He's like, come on, man, I was just standing here.
Again, Jordan Usher comes out of the second half, and you see good cut. And he's one of those guys, again, allowed him to get downhill. Great pump fake to get post in the air and finish at the other end of the rim.
How about the fact Quentin Post challenged him, you're not getting us again. And he gives a little dipsy-do underneath.
And you know, sometimes they say birds will fly.
Karnick, not this time with the left. Devoe sneaks in for the rebound. Usher going to the basket. Pretty good defense by Ashton Langford, though. BC get the offense going. 1 for 5 to start the second half. You wanted to see them go inside to the big men. Karnik pays it off.
But I love the patience by Karnik. He realized he had a smaller Sturdivant on it. Georgia Tech did not send anyone to double. You take him down, you bully him, put him down, and shoot over him like a chair. I love the fact that that's what they have decided to do. You got to get stops on this end, and you keep pounding that ball inside.
Jaeden Langford called for the hold.
Watch this play. You see, he realizes that no one's coming to double, takes his time, realizes Sturdivant's not going to block his shot. Get to his right hand, shoot that ball over that left shoulder. And again, one of the ways that for Boston College, you get back into this game.
Everything working right now for Usher.
But someone's got to put a hand on that guy. That guy, you can tell that he's in a nice little groove. And again, one of the things we talked about with Usher is that he is streaky. You can tell right now he's in a really good offensive groove.
8 of 11, 2 of 3 from deep, 18 points in 20 minutes. Zackery left his feet, fortunate to get it back. And then Karnik blocked from behind, but the foul's on Devoe. That's number 4 on Mike Devoe.
Tech foul charge to number 0, Michael Devoe, his 4th. 3rd team foul.
Devoe Coleman's coming in to get Devoe. 4 fouls with 16-13 to play. Now we pause for a message from Z-Max.
Z-Max, proven to soak into engine metal and reduce carbon buildup, increasing fuel mileage, extending engine life, and saving you money with every mile. Z-Max. Buy or subscribe today.
Well, the Eagles were 2 for 5 from the line. Now they're 8 for 12. Made 6 in a row before that one, but an offensive rebound for Post. Galloway back to Karnik, and it's a 3-point trip for Karnik anyway.
And it's a simple equation. You see Boston College has made a concerted effort to get that ball inside. Anytime you get the ball in the second offensive opportunity, pound it. James Karnik has come out, and they have given him a healthy dose of the ball, and he's produced so far.
Sturdivant, short. Galloway's got it. Coming into today, Brian, Karnik, double figures in 7 straight. As Post goes up and under and blows the layup.
Missed opportunity, but I like the pass by Zackery, realizing that, hey, we're going to get our bigs an opportunity. If you're Post, you got to finish that shot.
That is an offensive foul. Karnik took the hit and scored 100 points in his last 7 games. He's in double figures again today. And he got to the spot. Drawing the charge on Moore.
I need big king, big king.
Protecting the paint. He did it on the defensive end too.
And we talked about for Boston College, one of the ways to get into this Georgia Tech lead is to get the ball inside. They've made a more concerted effort again to get the ball inside to Karnik, and he's delivered because, again, the Tech bigs have not been able to handle him because when you got him and Post down there, there's a mismatch with this small Georgia Tech lineup.
10 points in 18 minutes for Karnik, the transfer from Lehigh. Playing his 127th career college basketball game today, between 83 at Lehigh and now a couple seasons at BC. Obviously, the Eagles are going to need to get some more stops if they're going to get back in this game, Brian.
And you chip away at it, and you're not going to have home run balls. And I think that what they do is they continue to run their offense, and again, and then make Georgia Tech uncomfortable.
Karnik on the stick back.
He mistimed his jump on that one because, again, he could have had that putback. Jumped a little early.
Remember, Devoe's on the bench with 4 fouls. That pass deflected. Zackery diving into the backcourt. Like a young Dave Cowens laying out on the floor. Five to shoot. Shot clock did not reset. Sturdivant And the rebound for Zackery.
Good defensive possession by Boston College. And again, it did not allow Georgia Tech to have a shot out of their set. Again, can you capitalize right now? Again, I would continue trying to get inside that zone and get the ball inside.
Well, his coach calls him a young Mateen Cleaves, citing his leadership and toughness. Jaeden Zackery has had a tremendous freshman year for BC.
And one of the things I like about Zackery is he knows when to be able to probe that defense. And again, not settling for the three, understanding can get there, observe the contact. Again, Boston College has put together a nice little run again by being able to get some stops. Interesting if they can continue this momentum.
A nugget that Georgia Tech fans might appreciate, Brian. Jaeden Zackery against Florida State had 18 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 steals, just 1 turnover. The last 25 years in the ACC, only one other player in this conference had a line like that. Former Yellow Jacket, Iman Shumpert.
Oh, wow. Look at you dropping jewels on a Saturday afternoon.
When you find a nugget like that ties both teams together, you get very excited. And then he gets to the free throw line. Perfect timing. Everything coming together. With my guy, Brian Oliver, Evan Lepler here courtside in Atlanta on the final Saturday of the regular season. And here is Zackery. They're going to count the basket.
And again, Evan, Georgia Tech has started to turn the ball. They have lost a little bit of their offensive cohesiveness, and Boston College has done a good job. You see Zackery going in, and you see Howard go up there, and then what looked like should have been probably a goaltend. You see again, what should, well, gosh, that's awful close.
They called it a goaltend. 10 points now for Zackery.
And here's what I'm going to tell you. With Michael Devoe on the bench with fouls, and you got Jordan Usher getting a blow, where's Georgia Tech going to get their offense? And you see yet another turnover. Boston College amping up their defense.
James Karnick is doing everything right now for BC. Off the dribble, they call him for an offensive foul.
Well, yeah, you know what? He extended that arm, and you'll see on the replay that last time a little bit of a clear out when he was trying to go by Howard, and you see going there and just right there. And they're going to call that every time again.
A.J. Desai and Jerry Heater, Sean Hall all over it. And then, wow. Georgia Tech turns it over, and then Moore picks up his 4th foul.
You see Josh Pastner opting to bring back Kyle Sturdivant and Jordan Usher, because what looked like Georgia Tech expanding their lead, Boston College has done a good job of being able to turn them up and amp up their pressure.
I mean, the Jackets were up 15 with 16:42 to play in the second half.
But Boston College has used getting the ball inside, and they've extended their pressure and allowed them to be a chip away at that lead to get it down to 8 now.
Ashton Langford. Oh, what a hesitation to post the kick. Zackery. He's almost a 50% three-point shooter. That's a good shot for BC.
Most definitely. And Georgia Tech needs to get a basket right now just to kind of get something settled right now, because they've been in disarray for the last few minutes.
Moore and Moore and Devoe both on the bench with 4 fouls. 5 to shoot. Step back, Usher. And we're going to stay at this end of the floor. I think Brevin Galloway had a little bit of a tug on Jalen Moore. Number 3 on Galloway. Knocked out of bounds. Stays the same way with the Jackets. TJ Bickerstaff making his return to the floor for BC. His first action since February the 12th. This is a guy that's had some huge rebounding games this year, Brian. 17 boards against Columbia and against North Carolina, and there's another steal for the Eagles. Jaeden Langford to Bickerstaff for 2.
How about Bickerstaff coming right into the game and being able to finish? Again, Boston College doing a great job. That last time, Jaeden Langford rotating over to get that steal. Again, Georgia Tech has found a little bit of a moment where they are struggling on offense. A lot of that is because of the aggressive defense by Boston College.
Coleman lost it. Another theft. And a foul on Jalen Moore reaching in the backcourt. This has unraveled quickly for Georgia Tech, and they still lead by 6.
And what you've seen is that you see great rotation of it by Galloway, and took a blow in the face there. But then BC doing a good job of being able to turn their good defense into better offense. You see Bickerstaff with the acrobatic finish.
Yeah, the foul was on Coleman on the forearm to the face. They're going to take a look at the shot to the head. A.J. Desai, official, telling Earl Grant, I saw it live, but we'll take a look at it. This will be an interesting review after the ball was stripped of him. He did catch, I think, Zackery in the jaw with the hands. BC on a 9-0 run. Georgia Tech has turned it over 6 times and gone scoreless in the last 4.5 minutes. 2-possession game here in Atlanta. It's now.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the Ford F-150.
Back with you inside McCamish Pavilion, 12:09 to play. And the Jackets' 15-point lead has been whittled down to 6 despite the voracious enthusiasm of those youngsters.
The game is definitely taking a turn. And again, Boston College doing a masterful job of clawing back in there by throwing the ball inside and turning up their defense.
Free throws here. And T.J. Bickerstaff missed the front end of a 1-and-1. Sturdivant back to Devoe, who's in the game with 4 fouls. He picked up his 4th with 16:13 to play. And the Jackets were up by 15. They've struggled to score. In fact, they have not scored without him over the past nearly 5 minutes. Devoe back on the court, in and out. Howard had the rebound. It was poked away, though, and BC's got it.
And if you're Rodney Howard, I would have loved to see him bring that ball down. Didn't have the right angle for the putback. Again, Boston College, again, good defensive possession. Opportunity to cut this lead down to 4 to 3.
Shot clock at 10. Bickerstaff gives it for Galloway. Pretty good defense. Deep 3. Jaeden Langford got it.
Langford again, we talked about he's a guy that can give you buckets at any moment. And how about the run that Boston College is on right now? They're on that lead to 3. Definitely on a good run, using offense and defense.
Earl Grant fired up in front of us on the BC bench, and that's an offensive foul. Rodney Howard picks up his 3rd.
Again, we talked about where does Boston College find an offense. See, Jaeden Langford were down, shooting from downtown Centennial, getting that 3 in. Georgia Tech has seemed to have lost all of their momentum, and all of it shifted to Boston College right now.
And that was right around the bead, Bobby's first name on the court over there. The Eagles trying to inch even closer. Turn it over. Just the second turnover of the half for BC. Jackets have already turned it 7 times in the first 10 minutes of the half.
And we've talked about how Boston College gets back into this game. For Georgia Tech, you got to get back to what you were doing before. Take your time, run your offense, make the defense shift from one side to the other. You don't want to go ISO. You don't want to go with the first option. Force Boston College to have to shift and get some penetration and make the extra pass.
Devoe going left, scores despite the wall of defenders.
And normally if you ask Josh Pastor when he put Michael Devoe in with 4 fouls, he's going to tell you no, but he understands the magnitude of winning this game, so he's going to roll the dice. By doing that, you put your #1 scorer back into the game, allow him to be able to cook.
Ashton Langford, not this time. Offensive rebound, though, from Zackery. DeMarr kicks it. Galloway comes up short. And Kelly with a tough rebound there in traffic. Devoe just snapped a 6-minute scoring drought. And now the Jackets have a chance to extend the lead again. Last year's ACC tournament champions. Georgia Tech has not had the 2022 they envisioned. But Jordan Usher trying to will this Yellow Jacket team to a win in the regular season finale.
We've got one that's going back and forth, and again, you see Devoe. Anytime you allow him to get to his left hand, again, a difficult shot. Again, one of the most crafty shot makers in the league right now. You know, one of the guys that started out hot in the first half was Jordan Usher. Boston College doing a good job of being able to corral him in the second half.
Usher now with 19 as he knocks down the free throw. Karnick back in. TJ Bickerstaff, who picked up the foul. His first 4 minutes on the floor since the Duke game. Missed the last 6 with a calf strain. Jackets back up by 7. I'm wondering, Brian, if BC can get Brevin Galloway going. He's hit some huge shots this year. He's not made an outside shot yet today. Oh, what a pass there. Zackery finds Langford, who throws it down.
And what's one of the things about Zackery that I love is because his patience with the ball. That last time, a little bit of a no-look to freeze the defense and get the ball over to Langford Jr. for the slam.
I love Earl Grant's defensive stance on key possessions over on the bench. Usher triple teamed as he started his drive. On the baseline, little flip for Miles Kelly.
And I was going to say that the dime by Usher was very impressive, but how about the finish by Miles Kelly? Being able to use that length to get to the basket for the finish.
Showtime. Karnick, good position.
Boston College doing a better job, Evan, of being able to move that Tech zone. That last time ball got up to Langford Jr., realizing had Karnick wide open down low.
10 of Karnick's 12 here in the second half. 8 minutes to play. Usher off the bounce, across the lane. Moore kicks it from the corner. Nearly a wedgie. Instead, Langford had the rebound. Hanging in the air, extra pass, Karnick fouled. So BC will have 2 free throws when we come back to try to get back within 3.
You see Kelly with the acrobatic finish at the rim. Then Boston College comes back, nifty pass down over to Karnick. We got a good one.
I need big king, big king.
Chiminski are getting ready for a magical broadcast at Clemson. Keve Aluma and the Hokies. Can they enter the ACC tournament with 10 wins in their last 11 games? If they can get the road win at Clemson today, that'll be the case.
And this is one of the teams that I really think, you talk about the teams that maybe in the upper echelon is going to get that double bye, but I think that the way that they're playing and that defense and the parts and pieces, they may be able to make a nice little run and play themselves into the NCAA tournament if they can come in and upset some teams.
It's been an amazing second half of the season. Conference play for Mike Young's Hokies. done. I voted Keve Aluma preseason player of the year. I don't think he's in postseason player of the year consideration, but it's as close as I can remember a player of the year race. I mean, Alanis Williams has a great case. Armando Bacot has a great case, especially if he can do something special tonight on Coach K's final home game. And, you know, Paulo Banchero, going to be a top 5 pick, best player on the best team argument. What do you think about that whole conversation?
I mean, I agree with all of your selections. Like you, I think that it comes down to these final games, and I want to see who's able to finish the season off with big games, because big-time players, they show up and show out when you need them to.
Good look. Khalid Moore unable to knock it down. That was a 3-bounce pass. Somehow find Karnik. Here's Galloway. He just has not found the range today, Brian.
I thought that Boston College missed a great opportunity. That pass to Karnik was maybe touched a little bit. You see Devoe being able to step into that jump shot.
So smooth.
And again, those little plays make the difference in the game. Again, that pass from Zackery to Karnik could have been a wide-open layup. They end up getting nothing. You come back on the other end, Devoe gets a wide-up little mid-range jump.
Tough pass, tough catch. 5 to shoot. Ashton Langford to his brother. DeMarr lays it in.
How about the vision by Ashton Langford? He was able to have all the defense shift over to him on that penetration, realizing he had a cutting Langford Jr. over on the other side.
With the clock winding down, that was a heck of a play. 3-point game. Closing in on 6 minutes to play. Georgia Tech under 10. Devoe double. Extra pass to the corner for Kelly. For 3.
Good swing, and Michael Devoe was able to make that play because he realized he had 2 guys on the ball. Now forcing the issue, you swing the ball, you make sure you get a wide open Miles Kelly, and the guy again in the first half gave Georgia Tech a huge shot in the arm with knocking down those 2 threes.
Best offensive game of the season for the freshman from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Miles Kelly has a career-high 11. Open look, Galloway, finally.
And there's your guy right there, Galloway, getting an open shot.
He was 0 for 5 from beyond the arc before sticking that one. And he slices the gap in half with 5:35 to play.
Here we got both teams going back and forth, and you see Galloway wide open. This is the guy, if you leave him wide open, could be dangerous.
After the Brevin Galloway 3 a moment ago, time for today's Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina player comparison. Usher with a game-high 20. Karnik has 12 of his 14 here in the second half. And we've got a heck of a finish brewing in Atlanta.
And when you look at both players and how they've been able to impact this game, Jordan Usher in the first half to allow Georgia Tech to get that lead. And then in the second half, Boston College being able to get back into it. It was the play of Karnik that I thought that ignited Boston College's ability to be able to narrow that lead. Is Georgia Tech
5-second violation.
Getting the ball in bounds.
Excuse me, Brian. BC, great defense, denying the inbounds. Eagles have not led this game since the score was 14-12. The game was tied at 16 all before Georgia Tech went on a run that had them ahead the rest of the half, and ever since. Step through, within 1 as Langford lays it in.
And great move by Langford. Devoe has 4 fouls. He couldn't put up too much resistance because he didn't want to risk getting his 5th foul. And you see Earl Grant doing a little bit of a dance because he thought that Miles Kelly extended that arm.
It was close. It was close. Kelly, little out of control, got the call. It's on Karnik. Number 3 on James Karnik.
Eagles foul charge number 33, James Karnik is 3rd.
You see the drive by Miles Kelly, and Karnik a little late there.
That foul should have been on Zackery.
And in the other end, you see Langford with a little bit of step through, realizing that Michael Devoe can't put up too much resistance with 4 fouls.
Did you see what I saw there? That should have been on Zackery instead of Karnik. Looked like Zackery got him with the body. And he kind of landed on Karnick after the play. Anyway, Karnick's third. Zackery has one. Maybe that doesn't make a difference, but we'll see. Karnick picks up another one these next couple minutes. Miles Kelly has been coming on strong. Knocks down a pair at the line. Season high 13 points for Kelly. And a lead back to 3 for Georgia Tech. Nice cut. Jaeden Langford draws the foul on Usher.
And it was a great read by Jaeden Langford, realizing he had the defender on his hip. And instead of popping out, opted to curl. And again, watch how he realizes he's got Coleman on his backside and then got a chance to go ahead to get to it. And then right there, you see Usher late. Jaeden Langford being able to get to the rim and draw that foul.
He was late getting his hands up. His arms were like halfway up when the contact happened.
But the play was good recognition, realizing that anytime you come off of a pick and you got the defender trailing, you want to curl and try to get to the basket.
2 fouls on Usher. 1 of 2 at the line for Jaeden Langford. Devoe runs over the defender, and it's a late whistle, and it's a block.
And you saw the coaching staff from Boston College did not agree with that call, hoping to get Michael Devoe's his 5th foul. You see penetration. And you know what? I think I'm going to agree with that because I don't feel like that he was actually there. You see Earl Grant not happy with that call. Would have been a huge blow for both teams if he was able to get that 5th foul.
Earl Grant just got a coach's box warning for stomping his feet too far onto the floor. Timeout Georgia Tech to avoid a second 5-second violation in the last couple minutes. 2 fouls on Jaeden Langford after picking up that very close one. 4:33 to play in a 2-point ball game. And he's still making his case. We are 13 minutes away from Clemson and Virginia Tech with Tom Wormy and Mike Jaminski. Hunter Tyson trying to lead the Tigers to a 4th straight win heading into the tournament. Wonder if a team has ever played on Tuesday in a 15-team ACC tournament on a 4-game winning streak.
That's a good one.
They got to handle a team that's won 9 out of 10 to get there, though. Georgia Tech gets it into Usher. He's got the size on Langford. Usher, little up fake, and scores.
Good patience by Jordan Usher, realizing he had the height advantage on Langford Jr. and being able to get down there, freeze him with a pump fake, and then finish. Again, this is one that's probably going to come down to the wire because both teams have found a little offense and being able to get what they need.
3rd personal foul on Jordan Usher. Eagles in the double bonus. 2 free throws coming.
And watch Usher right there. Freeze him right there just to be able to get that separation there. And again, on the other end, you see the penetration by Zackery. Sturdivant not doing a good enough job to be able to move his feet. I know the Tech and Josh Pastor not happy with that. Was like, come on.
What are your memories of Coach Cremens with the officials? He was always very gentle and respectful and kept his voice down.
I wouldn't say gentle. I would say respectful. But Bobby was one of those guys, if you remember, always animated. And if you get a chance to see a few clips of that ACC Network special, you saw Bobby. Bobby was one of those guys that's always trying to ignite the players because he's a fiery coach. And that's one of the things that I always loved about him is that, they said players take on the personality of coach, a fiery guy.
Those were some great teams. Lethal Weapon 3. Kenny, Dennis, and Brian. Legends here in Atlanta. Under 10 to shoot. Usher trying to carve out a senior day to remember. 23 for Usher.
And great pass by Miles Kelly, but then I thought that the opening in the middle, I didn't think Jordan Usher could get there. Georgia Tech got Boston College on scramble. And what about the finish?
By Zackery.
What about the finish by Zackery being able to get to the basket?
PC just won't go away. I was 1 point off a moment ago. 24 for Usher in the game. He's 10 for 14 from the field. And he's got the ball against DeMarr Langford. Little entry feed, and there's the 4th foul on Karnick. And he knows it. Something to watch. 3:11 to go. Jordan Usher always looking to attack the rack. 24 points. But Jaeden Zackery keeping the Eagles in it. We got a...
I need big king, big king.
And he missed the front end. Karnick playing with 4 fouls, has the rebound. Michael Devoe playing defensively with 4 fouls for Georgia Tech. Under 3 minutes here in Atlanta. DeMarr down low. Karnick traveled.
That was solid defense by Rodney Howard again, being able to stay big. And you see good pass by Langford Jr. and then watch Rodney Howard staying out, absorbing that contact, and just being big, and you force Karnick into that turnover.
Georgia Tech running up the floor. Sturdivant slows it down.
Getting Georgia Tech up by 2. Definitely need to take their time. Again, they're at their best when they're able to shift that offense. You see
Quick
Galloway
hands.
come up with that steal.
Galloway to Zackery. We're tied at 68. $16 for Zackery. Eagles have come back from 15 down.
With Georgia Tech, you got to shift the man, and you see Devoe go there right there, coming up with that foul.
Devoe tripped on his way to the rim.
You see Galloway come weak side there and come up with that steal. 2-on-1, you run it always in the drills, being able to force that defensive guy to commit. Getting the ball over to Zackery for the nice finish.
1-and-1 here from Michael Devoe. High school teammates with R.J. Barrett, Montverde Academy, and there's the second missed front end of a 1-and-1. Goodness.
Josh Pastner talked about some of the times that the team has lost games like this because they have not been able to finish. You wonder for Georgia Tech if those front ends of those 2 1-and-1s come back to haunt them later.
Be impossible for them not to be thinking about it. Karnick blocked from behind, stays with it. Good defense inside by Georgia Tech.
2 defensive possessions, the block by Jordan Usher, and then Rodney Howard staying straight. And again, for Georgia Tech, calling timeout to be able to draw up something.
Timeout called by Josh Pastner. 1:36 remaining. BC still has not led since the 12:58 mark of the first half.
And you see great penetration, and how about the recovery by Usher, and then Karnick goes up again. Howard gets a little bit of a tip on it. Georgia Tech coming up with big defensive play, but if you're Josh Pastner, you need to reach into your bag and come up with a good play because the Yellow Jackets have struggled on the last 2 possessions.
After this one, the Jackets will have 1 timeout left. Josh was asked about running out of timeouts early at Clemson on Wednesday night. He said, well, every time we called a timeout, we scored on the possession after it. So he prides himself on the ability to score out of those timeouts. This is a big sequence here. 9 second-half turnovers for Georgia Tech.
And how about the points off of turnovers for Boston College? Georgia Tech with 9 turns in the second half. That first half only had 1 turnover. Earl Grant, you want your team to stay solid, active hands.
Sturdivant running the offense. Looking down low, tough catch, dangerous pass, and a foul called on Galloway as Kelly was tumbling to the sideline.
Dangerous sequence for Georgia Tech. Pass from Sturdivant, almost turned into a turnover. And you see Usher able to keep the ball in, and you see a little bit of a little push right there by Galloway.
That's 4 on Brevin Galloway. Finally, Georgia Tech hits the front end of a 1-and-1.
Assuming that Kelly makes this one. Again, Boston College has done a good job, Evan, of being able to break down the Tech defenders and get into the lane, forcing the help and getting it over to the wide open guy in the post.
Regardless of the result, Brian, encouraging game for the freshman Miles Kelly.
Yeah, he's come up and he's stepped up big. Again, big possession for both teams. If you're Boston College, you want to run your offense, break down and get inside that lane. Be aware of the rotation and then get a quick dump off.
Ashton Langford hits Galloway. Offensive foul. No, they called it on Georgia Tech, excuse me. It was a push on Khalid Moore, and that's his 5th.
And you see, Moore was late on the rotation. And you see Moore late on that rotation, drops that shoulder, and knocks down Karnick right there. But the other play, again, you don't see on the backside, is that after that play, Langford Jr. went down with what looked like may have been an ankle sprain. Able to walk that off, though.
Khalid Moore fouls out his final game at McCamish Pavilion. 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, a steal, 28 minutes. Karnick back to the line. He's 4 for 5 from the stripe today. Smooth. 15 for Karnick. He scored in double figures, 8 straight games, averaging about 14.5 points per game during this stretch. And we're tied again at 70.
And you see Boston College extending light pressure right there. If you're Georgia Tech, again, you don't want to go early, but you want to make sure that you run your offense, try to get some kind of penetration, either allowing Devoe to get to his left hand or get something with Usher being able to get downhill.
1 minute.
Under a minute. Devoe kicks it. Kelly on the drive, righty teardrop, won't go. Rebound tipped and taken by Galloway. Boston College has it with a chance to take the lead.
Again, what you've seen from Boston College is being able to get some kind of penetration. They're going to get that ball in and maybe run a stagger, try to get Galloway wide open coming off for a 3.
Makai Ashton Langford. The dump down to Karnick, loose on the floor. It's out of bounds to BC. 8 to shoot. 26.5 left in the game.
You see the rotation by Sturdivant. He hadn't gotten over there. Karnick would have had an easy layup. And see penetration by Ashton Langford. Nice dump off. See Kyle Sturdivant over there. Tie up, and then that ball ultimately goes out. Boston College ball.
Sturdivant touched it last. Well, one of these teams is going to get a pretty feel-good win heading into Brooklyn, brothers.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. With 26 seconds left, the resounding thing for me is that Boston College has been able to break down Georgia Tech and get to the basket. If I'm Earl Grant, I design a play. Again, Ashton Langford has been able to get into the lane. He is a willing passer, forces the help, and you get the ball over to Karnick. If you're Georgia Tech, you want to make sure that you stay solid. You cannot afford to give someone like a Galloway a wide open 3, and you have to tell all your guys to go to the basket for a defensive rebound.
Officials taking another quick look at that last sequence just to confirm it will be BC ball with 8 on the shot clock. If the Eagles can win today, Brian, they'll do something they've only done once in the last 10 years. And that's win back-to-back ACC road games. They did it 2 years ago at North Carolina, at Virginia Tech under Jim Christian. Before that, you're going to go back to Steve Donahue's first year, the team that had Reggie Jackson and Biko Parrish and Joe Trapani, when they won back-to-back road games at Virginia and Virginia Tech back in 2011.
I thought it interesting when we were talking with Earl Grant. He talked about, obviously, the goal is to win games, but he's trying to change the culture. And doing that, there are a lot of things that go in there when he talks about how his guys approach the game, how they finish games. They put themselves in a position right now where they can get this huge road win and take some momentum into the ACC tournament.
All righty, tied at 70. Eagles get it in. Ashton Langford with 5 to shoot. Spinning, floats it up. No. Tip. No. Loose ball. BC's got it. Shot clock is off. Eagles looking to walk out of McCamish at the buzzer. Earl Grant calling the play. 6 seconds in a tie game. Jaeden Zackery lost it on the way there. Usher, 3/4 court. And we got overtime on senior day in the ATL.
I can't imagine being a better finish because, again, last game of the regular season, you got both teams fighting for it. Both teams wanted. Again, you see the last sequence. You see Zackery on penetration, being able to get there. The recovery right there by Usher comes up with that defensive play. Partner, we're going into overtime.
It was a comeback for BC.
And I think what we talked about at the beginning of the second half was that how are they going to get back into it? They used getting the ball inside. They turned the tempo up on their defense, and they were able to get the ball inside. They turned Georgia Tech over, and that was the shift for them, and this game went back and forth. Right now, interested in this 5-minute overtime. First couple of minutes, who can put their impression on the game and be able to get some separation?
Brown, by the way, your daughter Jaeden picked out a great pin for you today. Looks great.
I had to make sure that it was on point. The first thing she does is check to make sure that it's not crooked. Then there's always peace in all of her house.
That's why you look good, because you let your daughter choose your clothes. It's wonderful. Just kidding. You got more style than I have in my thumb. All right, BC, the first possession of this overtime period. Galloway dishes. Karnick. No! How did that one not fall for James Karnick?
Wide open, but what you've seen is that BC has been able to break down the guards and get to the cup. Doing a good job for Georgia Tech. They've got to find some offense. As of late, they have struggled. Good backdoor play.
And then Kelly missed at the other end.
Both teams early in his overtime missing little chippies.
Well, in some ways, a microcosm of frustrating seasons for both these teams, but a new season begins on Tuesday. Galloway missed the 3. Usher, like a freight train, running down the floor to Devoe. That's good.
Good recognition by Jordan Usher, pushing the pace. Draws 2 defenders. They didn't pay attention to Michael Devoe behind there again. Georgia Tech being able to strike first.
Zackery to Langford. Gets his own rebound. Unable to tie it. Third chance this trip for BC. For the lead. Zackery knocks it down.
Boston College doing a good job of being able to come up with that play. And again, what started was Langford's getting that offensive rebound. Good ball movement to take the lead.
Jaeden Zackery has 19 points. Sturdivant kicks it. Usher to the basket.
Nice play by Jordan Usher, being able to split 2 defenders to get to the basket.
Usher's got 26. Career high 30 against Georgia State. Blocker charge.
I think they're going to call that one a block.
Yep, it's on Kelly.
You can see Kelly a little late to the position right there. And again, Langford Jr. trying to get downhill.
That was a similar one to the one on the other end that they also called a block.
Absolutely.
DeMarr Langford Jr. at the line shooting 2.
2 shots. Langford 1 of 1 at the line today. It's our 6th tie of the game, 74 all.
But those numbers by DeMarr Langford, 14 points, 8 boards.
Gets the roll. One thing Michael Devoe said, press conference before the game, said the rims here at McCamish have changed during his 4 years. I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing for a shooter. Howard with 15 to shoot. Georgia Tech down 1.
Boston College doing a good job of being able to deny Tech guards from getting the ball.
Clock winding down again. Devoe, step back. Usher finds the rebound. Jackets reset. BC bench screaming right hand. They knew it was coming, and they still couldn't stop it.
And the play wasn't being able to get the separation. You see Jordan Usher got to stop, but then had a little bit of a step back, waited for the defender to pass, and a good finish. Might come down to who has the ball last. Both teams being able to find some offense in this overtime period.
Back and forth we go on the odd number. Under 2 minutes in OT. GT zone as active as it's been all game long. Galloway finds himself open. Karnick on the rebound. Kicks it out to Zackery. Everybody take a breath. Fans on their feet at McCamish. That's an offensive foul on Makai Ashton Langford.
And you saw Sturdivant sitting there waiting, and he anticipated the drive by Ashton Langford. You see penetration, Kelly stays in front. Sturdivant's right there, observes the contact. And again, Usher, watch the pump fake, the step through, and the finish. Again, that was the guy in the second half that had been quiet, stepped it up a little bit in his first overtime.
Backcourt pressure, but Devoe now dribbles it slowly up the floor. Man, we've seen a little bit of everything from Jordan Usher today.
We have, and he's been that guy. Michael Devoe has not had his typical big game. You see Devoe.
In overtime, though, Devoe extends the lead.
The little nifty underhand shot. Georgia Tech extends their lead for 3. If you're Boston College, you don't need a 3. Take your time. You have plenty of time. You want to get a good look. You're Georgia Tech, you stay solid and send everyone to the glass.
Boston College, 6 of 18 from 3 in the game. Oh, no. DeMarr Langford just lost it. Georgia Tech will shoot 2 at the other end.
You saw Langford, he saw the pass and realized that the Georgia Tech defender had shifted in there. And again, attempted to make that penetration, thought of the pass, and realized Jordan Usher has shifted over in front of Karnick. And again, watch right there, thought he had an easy pass, wanted to get it back. Georgia Tech coming up with that steal.
James Karnick just fouled out of the game, Brian.
I really thought that this game is far from over with a little less than 40 seconds. Kelly's got to go to the line and knock these down.
Yeah, if you're eager to see Clemson and Virginia Tech, we're eager to see it too. But first, want to finish things here. We'll get you to Tom and G-Man shortly. Kelly missed a free throw. Still a 4-point game. BC just needs a bucket. Galloway to the rim, fouled. Brevin Galloway will shoot 2 with 26.4 remaining.
And I like the penetration. You see Galloway realizing he can get by Devoe with 4 fouls. Howard a little late, comes down with the foul. And again, Boston College realizes that time management. You come in and try to attack. Galloway goes to the line and shoot these free throws.
Yikes. He had only taken, Ryan, 13 free throw attempts in 21 games he's played this year coming into today. More of a shooter than a slasher. Compensates, hits the second. Sub in for BC, Kanye Jones replaces Galloway. It is a 1-possession game. Shot clock is off. Full court pressure. Into Devoe. He's trapped in the backcourt. BC bench calling for a jump ball, but Georgia Tech gets the timeout.
And I think Devoe was expecting them to foul, but again, good defense by Boston College, realizing they've got him in the corner. I would have liked to see Devoe pass that ball out. Right now, if you're Boston College, you set your defense. Georgia Tech has had a problem with being able to get the ball inside. And again, you watch, Devoe gets that ball right there. Look like he's expecting a foul. And you see Jaeden Langford and Langford Jr. stay solid right there, forcing him to have to call that timeout.
With 27 seconds left, you have the luxury of not being able to foul. If he just stands there for 10 seconds, you get the ball back.
Absolutely, Evan. And then when Jordan Usher passed that ball into Devoe, Devoe had him right as he went by. I think that Devoe was thinking that maybe if I hold the ball, they're going to foul me. I can go to the free throw line. What that has done is make them waste the timeout. If you're Josh Pastner, got to get the ball inside. What we realized, too, is Georgia Tech has had some difficulty at finishing at the free throw line in the latter part of this game.
One lesson from that unfortunate Greg Gard, Juwan Howard skirmish at the end of Wisconsin-Michigan a couple weeks ago. A reminder that if the timeout does reset the 10 count. So Georgia Tech inbounding in the backcourt, they got a fresh 10 to get it across half court. Juwan Howard wasn't a fan of Greg Gard taking that timeout to get that fresh 10. Phil Martelli's doing all right, taking over. He's won a lot of games in his college career.
I remember Phil when I was up playing with the Philadelphia 76ers and the St. Joe's days.
They are underway, nearly 8 minutes gone. Slow start for the Hokies, only 4 points so far. Tom Wormy, Mike Jaminski.
Having Hunter Tyson back for Clemson is a huge shot in the arm until they can get P.J. Hall back.
BC hunting for a steal. Tough spot to inbound in the corner. They flip it in, it hit the rim, it almost went in. In the backcourt, dangerous pass. They got to get over by 12. And the foul in the backcourt will send Usher to the line. What happens if that ball goes through their own basket on an inbound? You ever seen that before?
I've never seen that before, but if you watch this and you see Kyle Sturdivant.
Oh my goodness.
He throws it in. But you know what? Ball's in play. I would imagine that may have counted.
I don't think so. You can't throw an inbounds pass into your own basket.
I think someone's got to actually touch it.
I think that would be a turnover.
But I bet
a violation.
Poor Josh Pastner.
Missed free throw again. The door remains open.
And more free throw woes for Georgia Tech. With Jordan Usher, you definitely need this one. So the officials are coming over to take a look.
I think they're going to check the clock. It's crazy that Georgia Tech almost threw an inbound pass into their own basket. Poor overtime.
Poor Josh Pass. I'm sure that those sideburns that we talked about are probably getting a lot grayer as this game goes on.
Those burns are an inspiration. All right, Usher has one free throw. If he makes it, it's a two-possession game. Four-point Georgia Tech lead.
Then again, two-possession game. If you're Boston College, you don't need a three right now. They have shown that they can get to the basket. You try to get a quick two, and then Georgia Tech has had problems with inbounding the ball. You go for a steal.
DeMarr Langford picks it up near midcourt. On the drive. Into Howard, hangs in the air and scores.
Again, you saw only 4 seconds came off the clock.
11.2 remaining. Into Usher, and he's fouled again.
You see high pick and roll by Post, and then Langford, again, gets downhill. Again, absorbs that contact from Rodney Howard. And with the finish, and again, Georgia Tech, this game is far from over because, again, their inability to be able to cash in on the free throw.
I'll tell you, yesterday at the ACC women's tournament, Brian, I saw a bunch of buzzer beaters. You know what? North Carolina women tied at the end of regulation. The Miami women won it with a big upset over Louisville. Destiny Harden There's a missed free throw, and BC is right here.
There's a reason why they call it March Madness, F.
Usher, 1 of 2. 3-point game. Earl Grant does have a timeout. And I think he's telling DeMarr Langford to dribble it up the floor and then call it. Langford, timeout BC. 8.7 remaining in overtime. And this is where BC probably looks for the 3.
Absolutely. When you look at with 8.7 seconds up to go, you want to draw something up. You try to find out when you can get maybe an Asher Langford coming off, or, you know, get someone we can get a quick 3. If not, it gives you enough time to be able to crash the boards, come up with that offensive rebound, and give yourself a second shot. If you're Georgia Tech, you identify have somebody big on the out-of-bounds play. A 2 does not hurt you. So you want to make sure that you go ahead and you cover that 3-point line. The last thing you want to do, Ev, is challenge that 3-point shot and foul them, give a chance for 3 free throws.
Jaeden Zackery has 3 3-pointers in the game. Ashton Langford has 2. Brevin Galloway has 1. Those are the 6 threes for BC. Wins are just not easy to get in this league.
When you talk about this game, there'd be a huge momentum shift for both teams again. Always good to go into a tournament with a win.
DeMarr Langford Jr. to inbound. 8.7 remaining. Eagles trailing by 3. Ashton Langford takes it. In and out. Rebound. Devoe. And a foul with 2.9 remaining.
I thought Ashton Langford got a good look at that 3. Again, good play out of bounds. You see, coming off that pick right there, got a good look at it. In and out. Georgia Tech again coming up. Still got free throws. You see that shot. Look, in and out action right there.
Now Devoe trying to ice it at the line. He's got 2 shots. There you go. Well, it has not been a storybook senior year for Michael Devoe and Georgia Tech. But the Jackets less than 3 seconds away from an overtime win in their regular season finale. Ashton Langford comes up short at the buzzer, and that'll do it. BC forces overtime, but Josh Pastner and the Yellow Jackets prevail. 82-78. Always a privilege and a pleasure being with Brian Oliver and our entire crew. Virginia Tech Clemson with Tom and G-Man. That's coming up right now.